By now you've clicked on this video. That means you either enjoy the thrill of toy shows and toy hunting, or you clicked by accident and it's become my job to keep things interesting as I play the role of makeshift tour guide to show you what happened at this very recent spring event, the Fraser Valley Hobby and Toy Show. So join me for this fun-filled adventure, which spans over 2 floors at the Heritage Hall in Pitt, Meadows, British Columbia, just outside of the main Vancouver area, as this 50-table event contains toys and collectibles of all types. Stay tuned. This video is brought to you by Krypton Toys, the host business of this amazingly fun Fraser Valley Hobby and Toy Show. Visit KryptonToys.com or search their name on Facebook to get in touch with them and keep up with their latest offerings and happenings. The links are in the description below. A small bit of backstory, this show at this venue originally started as an event hosted by a similar business known as Constant Collectibles back in 2017. While that business has closed its doors, some members of the staff continue to operate and support this show, and here's their booth setup over here. In any case, it's been good to see the transition and handover of the show between the 2 local businesses, so no matter who's hosting it, it's nice for me to personally get out to this part of the city and just have a good time among my fellow collectors and fans. A look at the upstairs floor, where most of the tables are located, and you can see that it's a pretty well-lit hall with a lot of space. Some of this footage, though, of note, was taken during the setup portion of the show, so if you see some light foot traffic, just trust that it does pick up throughout parts of the day. I've got my booth set up today with a lot of my stuff here, and I've joined my setup with a few friends who've got some of their own stuff in this booth as well. Consistent with my content that you see on this channel, I load things up with Transformers, wrestling, or G.I. Joe stuff, though I do sprinkle in some superheroes, Star Wars, or Masters of the Universe across these tables. Manning a booth at this venue gives me more of a chance to be part of this event and allows me to interact quite literally all day with the other vendors and the attendees that come out to shop. There's a ton of vintage items here, ranging from anything from these really great Star Wars figures, vehicles, or playsets, plus the fun of sifting through a bunch of G.I. Joe old school stuff, both common stuff as well as rare international items, and some complete figures, and a few other big ticket items that you don't always see, such as this Clash of the Titans Kraken figure, as well as the Shogun Warriors Godzilla that is so beloved by vintage collectors. I will state though that while walking through this show, I'm simply going at my own pace while running back and forth to my booth, stopping to say hi and catch up with some of the various people in the local collector scene while shooting all of this footage. So if I do gloss over something too quickly, just be sure to pause your screen or rewind back a few seconds to catch whatever it is you need to see. Note that another local collector from this channel, the channel that's titled Up Close with Lawrence, has also done his own video tour of this show, so I'll be sure to link that tour to the ending screen of my video here. This way you can have another person's in-depth look at this exact same show. Here's the downstairs portion, which is smaller than the upstairs, but you can see several rows of tables set up as well. Here's the hosting business, Krypton Toys, with their extended setup, as well as the piles and piles of toys in the nearby tables. And here's some more Star Wars stuff, as well as some of the more recent 5 POA style figures all set up downstairs. Back to the upstairs, and we had a good chuckle at my booth as I somehow managed to acquire and army build a bunch of extra Masters of the Universe Triclops figures. Not too sure how this happened, but no, it's not part of my haul, and it just ended up in my bins of extras when I was setting up my booth. Over the years, they just kind of piled up, so they're here. As for my own haul, it does consist of some items that I prepaid for from other collectors and arranged to meet at the show. So starting with the Masters of the Universe Classics Fisto that I've got here, though he is normally a pricey figure, this one I got a bit cheaper as it's customized with an Origins chest armor, Origins weapons, and an Origins fist. I've also got this custom Stan Solo Ula figure, i.e. the Return of the Jedi Dancer, a figure of her that my buddy Peter had ordered from overseas and we arranged to meet up here, and my buddy Mark also hooked me up with this great Black Series Bad Batch figure of Hunter. Also, while scouring the tables, I did get this convention-exclusive O-ring style Red Shadows figure from a vendor named Sean a few rows down. I also managed to nab a few more Star Wars figures, namely the Hoth Rebel Trooper and Hoth Rebel Commander, as well as the Ewoks known as Logray and Chirpa, both of whom are complete. And lucky for me, just before the show ended, I asked another vendor if he had a Captain Rex from the Black Series, and by luck he had one in his car, and he took it out and he sold it to me. Now this was my last purchase before the day ended, so it really culminated and finished up a long search for me for this figure that I'd missed out on upon its initial release. It is the Bad Batch version of him and not the Clone Wars one, but he's got the helmet and armor that makes it close enough for my own purposes. And just before we wrap up, I do want to say that since this show does occur in the Valley region just outside of Vancouver, this particular venue and show does have a ton of potential to grow into something bigger over the years, as it does attract a somewhat similar yet also somewhat different crowd than the very large Vancouver comic and toy show that occurs closer to the downtown region that I've also covered in other videos. All in all, having multiple shows like this in the greater Vancouver area does provide us with a wealth of opportunities to toy hunt. That's it for today. Special thanks and shout out to my Patreon supporters, and be sure to visit patreon.com/toyconnections for some behind the scenes info to my channel, exclusive videos, and other content. As for the rest of you guys watching this, feel free to share your favorite toy hunting experiences in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to check out some other content here. Subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, press that like button to spread this video to more viewers, and share it with your friends. Otherwise, I'll see you again soon with some more of my favorite toys. Thanks very much for watching, and take care.